Hello, my name is Joe Campbell, and I graduated with a PhD in electrical engineering from OSU in 1992. I was born in 1956. I grew up in Oneonta, New York, which is a small city in upstate New York. Grade school, junior kindergarten through ninth grade that I attended was part of the college, the State University of New York, and it was an ideal environment for learning and working with, having professors as my grade school teachers. Just a great place to grow up. My father, Joseph Campbell, and my mother, Sally Fianti. My father was a teacher, a coach, radio personality, and my mother was also an educator and a TV news reporter and an animal lover. My brother, Jeff Campbell, is a mechanical engineer. I didn't really choose my career path. It chose me. My father, who was a sixth grade teacher, brought home a box of batteries, lamps, knife switches, and wires to prepare for a lesson. And as a very curious kindergartner, I got into the box and started wiring things together and was able to turn the lights on and off. And by the time I got into first grade, I learned how to do that without shorting out the batteries. So this was really the start of my interest in electronics and circuitry, and here we are today. In addition to my degrees from OSU, I earned a master's from the Johns Hopkins University in electrical engineering, bachelor's degree from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, also in electrical engineering, and an associate in science from Broome Community College. Those were the foundation degrees. I chose OSU because of my advisor, Dr. Rao Yarlagadda. I was working for the government at the time. Rich Dean was my first supervisor at the National Security Agency, and he blazed the trail and went out to Oklahoma State University before me. And after winning the fellowship, I was able to go anywhere I wanted, and I could tell from Rich's experience and the kindness of Dr. Rao Yarlagadda that was where I wanted to be. My time at OSU was wonderful. My daughters at the time, Elizabeth and Emily, were 2.5 years old and 9 months old. And my wife, Shawn, she paused in her career. We packed up the family and moved to Stillwater. And Rao Yarlagadda was there to meet us, literally as we drove into town, and was just a wonderful environment. Some of my favorite memories there are going to Eskimo Joe's for lunch, going to Pawnee Bill's, taking my young daughters there, having the world's best pecan pie in the student union with my advisor, Rao Yarlagadda, for some of the most insightful conversations. I became friends with a number of faculty at OSU, especially Dr. Keith Teague and Dr. Jim West. We had so much fun together, going to football games. Well, Jim West went to Kansas, and when Kansas played Oklahoma State University, he would cheer for the Kansas team when we were sitting on the OSU side, and I wasn't sure we'd make it out alive. So WSYJ is OSU's amateur radio club, and a bunch of us were anxious to get amateur radio licenses or ham licenses, and we were in the very first class of no code requirement, that's Morse code, technician class licenses. So we all got in a van and drove, I can't even remember to what city, took our exams and all came back, and I became N3JBC on the 2-meter band. It was just such a wonderful time in life. Just this close environment, the close connection with the professors there was wonderful. Throughout my 45-year career, I am most proud of advancing national security. I can't discuss all the details here, but some of them that I can was the work that I did with a team at Bell Laboratories in developing the secure voice algorithms and modems for the Secure Terminal Unit 3, the STU-3, which is NSA's largest production of voice equipment. Over 350,000 units were used, and those devices were never broken and in service for 2 decades. It was quite remarkable. Another thing that I'm particularly proud of is all the work in developing artificial intelligence to combat human trafficking. This was featured on 60 Minutes with Leslie Stahl years ago, and our program manager at DARPA even won the Presidential Medal for combating human trafficking. So later in my career, the first big person to influence it was Dr. Yarlagadda, who just was so transformative, and the journey of earning a PhD under him was really opened up so many doors for me. That actually opened the door later to joining MIT Lincoln Laboratory, and Drs. Mark Zisman and Cliff Weinstein brought me to Lincoln Laboratory as a senior staff, which wasn't very common at the time. And I'm grateful to them for going to bat for me and bringing me in at that high level. So my passions are really traveling, music, and music reproduction. I've been very interested in high-fidelity audio since I was a kid, and that led me on a career path that I started at NSA doing speech processing because that was kind of close to music and audio. And then lately, traveling with my family is really a wonderful thing. We just spent this summer in the Grand Canyon, and my newest passion is my grandson, Lucian. OSU and this award are deeply meaningful to me. I'm truly honored and humbled by this recognition. I'm especially grateful to Dr. Yarlagadda for his mentorship and his wonderful family, my thesis committee, and the OSU faculty for their unwavering support. A heartfelt thank you to Dr. Keith Teague for nominating me, and to my endorsers, Drs. Andrews, Lansford, and Weinstein, and Mrs. Dunn and Welch. This award holds special significance because Dr. Yarlagadda recommended my nomination for the Lohmann Medal way back in 2011, and then again this year, shortly before his passing. I'm deeply grateful for his enduring support. Go Pokes!